What's up, y'all? Welcome to the What's Your Purpose podcast, bro. I'm here with my boy
Nate, aka Nate Yaps on all platforms.
Today we're gonna be talking about like what he does for a living. Introduce yourself, my boy.
Yeah, so I'm Nate, and basically I make motivational content. I give advice when it comes to bettering your mental, when it comes to bettering your daily habits.
Yes, sir. So this is a little podcast I wanted to start as I go on my journey of trying to do more content, bro. So we're gonna be doing a lot of just like haircut podcasts, bro. So today we call it the What's Your Purpose podcast, bro. I'm gonna ask you a question at the end, a very important question, bro. But just introduce yourself, bro. Tell me what you do for real. So you got TikTok and you do YouTube. What's your most performing platform, bro?
So my most performing platform is TikTok. I started TikTok about 2 months ago, and I'm about to hit 10K right now.
Yes, sir.
And it's just me posting motivational content. Me helping people out, showing them that there's more light to life, because there's a lot of negativity out in this world, and it's like, I feel like we should put out more positivity, try to speak light into people, I was in a position where I was real negative, it was me and my mans, and we just sit up all day in the summertime, just negative, not doing anything, just be sad, be depressed, and then I realized I gotta change my life, I gotta get up, start something up, because it's nobody coming to save me. So that's when I had started TikTok, because this is something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to post on TikTok and all that, and just make motivational content, help people out. But I was too scared. I was doubting myself, and I didn't feel like getting up. But then I realized, man, I got to get started now. So when I got started, I noticed it was a bunch of people supporting me, and I grown like fast. Like I said, I started 2 months ago, and we about to hit 10K. We had like 9K right now. So even on YouTube, I'm about to hit 1K. I did hit 1K. So yeah, just to see what positivity can do and how it can lead so much people, it really motivates me to keep on going and keep being consistent with what I'm doing.
Definitely, bro. So what really influenced you to start motivating people, bro? What's the purpose of it?
So what really influenced me, like I said, I used to be the person where I was not trying to get anything done in my life. I ain't see really no value when it came to this world. I was like, man, it's so much negativity. I don't feel like, getting up in the morning, I go to school every day, like, it's just another day. But then I was like, I can't keep living like this, I can't keep living like day to day with doing nothing. And then I started to step out, and I was like, you know what, let me get something going for myself. And once I started, seeing the world more positive and started looking at things more positive, I was like, you know what, if I could do this to myself and I can help myself out, why not help out other people, So then I started posting videos, like, just changing your mindset, because a lot of people don't believe it, but when you change your mindset, you start to get out of that negative state you're in. I was on live yesterday, and Chase, you was in the live, it was this dude saying, like, he feels depressed, and he's drinking to cope with his, pain and all that, and I say, bro, you drinking or you just getting out of reality, that's not going to save you, You got to change your mindset, because at the end of the day, as much as you smoke and drink, you're going to come back to reality, and you still going to be sad. So I preach to better your habits, better your mindset, just change your perspective when it comes to life, Because at the end of the day, we in this world for who knows how long, so it's like, you got to take this time to better yourself.
100%, bro. Any out of body experience, bro, anything that's out of reality, bro, it's just so, I really just don't recommend it, bro.
Yeah, nah,
especially on what kind of person you are.
Yeah, nah, most definitely. And honestly, a lot of people, I used to know people that like lost themselves. Like I said, they were smoking so much that they a whole different person now, and it's like they out of touch with the world, and it's like you can't. It feels like you can't save them, but it's because they got so stuck up, being out of reality, and it's like now they see no purpose to life, and that's why I try to promote as much positivity as I can. Like I said, I'm diverse. I post about everything. I post about school. I post about advice. Shoot, I post about everything, You see, I post about God, and I don't judge nobody, for the religion. So that's why I say it's a lot of negativity out in the world. It's people fighting over religions, people fighting over, everything. So I try to promote as much positivity as I can and show that there's good, in this world.
For sure. What's the most important message that you think people need to hear nowadays, bro?
Man, so I feel like this is what I repeat all the time. And something I said, like, L's are not losses, they're lessons. We have our rough days, and we have, tough times where it's like, it feel like we're not going to see no better days, or we feel like it's the end of the chapter type. And I say, bro, you just learning. All these things is to help you grow, is to build you. A lot of us, we go through tough times. For example, like, I had got kicked out my dad's crib. And instead of me, looking at it as a loss, and I'm like, dang, this is it for me. This where the road ends. I looked at it as a lesson. I'm like, man, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on striving. And that's why I go so hard with what I do. And that's why I started to elevate more. Because once I changed my perspective when it comes to, L's, it was like, bro, like I said, it's lessons, it's teaching, it's helping me grow. I started to realize my life is starting to become better. I'm growing in every aspect because I'm looking at it as a lesson. And when you look at it like that, you're going to realize like, okay, I might have took this L, but I learned from it. I've grown from it. And this is what I can do better. So next time you get in a rough situation, you know how to elevate from it. Because like I said, you're looking at it as a lesson now.
100%. So you believe like mistakes aren't never mistakes, bro. It's always you can learn from them.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like you can always learn from them. Like I said, everyone goes through hard times. Everybody has their, slow times. Even you. Have you experienced, times where it felt like it was rough and you had to learn from it?
Nah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Every day you just gotta hustle through it, bro. At the end of the day, that it's gonna be good. You're gonna be rich. You're gonna be happy, bro. You just gotta enjoy the process. That's a really important thing about being down or whatever through your journey, through the struggle.
Nah, most definitely. A lot of people don't realize, and this is what I say. A lot of people, they go through a mistake or they have a hard time and they give up. And something I had said on my video, I say tomorrow not guaranteed. So, you say you was gonna get started. You say you was gonna get back into whatever you wanted to do, but you gotta start now. You can't wait till the new year. You can't wait till tomorrow because you never know what tomorrow holds. So that's why I say don't let any negative thing bring you down or define who you are. Because like I say, if you woke up today, you have another purpose of living, another purpose of going out there and grinding, becoming the best person who you want to become. So just get started on whatever you want to get started on, regardless of the negativity that came in your life.
With you as a person, bro, what do people misunderstand about you?
So when I first started content creation, I was trying to help people out when it came to bettering their habits. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're not rich, you're not successful yet. So how can you tell me how to better my life? And a lot of people think that you have to have a big name for yourself, or a lot of people think that you have to have a big platform or have a lot of money to promote positivity. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people misunderstand. Like they think I'm just trying to bash people, or they think that I'm trying to speak all high up. I know everything when I don't know everything, but I'm speaking from experience. Everything I speak from is from experience. Back then when people used to give advice or people used to give knowledge, they ain't have 100K on YouTube. They wasn't really celebrities back then, but they was sharing, what they learned from this life. So a lot of people think that they can't gain knowledge from me because, I'm not known or I'm not big. They think that I'm just high up and I have a big ego and I'm just talking, just to talk. That's why I feel like, over from what I learned, from what I seen in the comments, that's what people say. And I try to tell them at the end of the day, this is just from experiences. I'm just trying to help y'all out, how I got through it, how I coped through it.
Yeah, that really sucks that some people have that mindset, bro.
Yeah.
They got to really get out of that and realize that, like, you ever heard like someone say like everyone has a certain perspective, like even like children. I've been watching these interviews with like children, like children and like an old like grandpa,
Yeah.
And it's funny to see how you have two different perspectives from these two different people. There's always something like that child maybe isn't successful in your mind,
right,
but somebody always has something that you can build off of and something you can learn from.
That's what I'm saying. And one thing I said, even with children, bro, the reason why I support kids so much is because when we was kids, and I made a video about this, when we was kids, they told you, live up to your dreams. Whatever you can do it. We used to dream big, have a big imagination. And now we get to adulthood, and it's like, you got to work a 9 to 5, or you got to do the basic stuff that people want you to do. And it's like, what happened to you dreaming big? What happened to you doing everything you say you want to do as a kid? And that's why I say, it's everything's from experience, everything is from perspective. So you can learn, something from everyone, regardless of who it is. You can learn something from the crackhead on the street, But yeah.
100%. So with those people that kind of misunderstand you, bro, they, whether they hate you or not, bro, how do you deal with the hate?
So honestly, I'm going to say it like this. With hate, you're going to get hate regardless in whatever you do. They hate on you when you up, and they hate on you when you trying to come up. I feel like we live in a generation now where it's like people judge you for doing anything. People judge you for cutting hair. People judge you for starting TikTok. People judge you regardless of whatever you do. So it's like you got to ignore it. How I deal with it, I just ignore it. I don't entertain it. I don't entertain none of that foolishness. I just be like, man, somebody hate on me, somebody put a negative comment, I'll let it be. Because it's like, what else can I do? If I sit up there and dwell on hate, I'm going to let that define me and who I'm going to be. So I ignore it for real. It's a lot of hate out there. And like I said, we live in a world where we compare ourselves so much. I say it's people out there with Lamborghinis and all that, and we compare ourselves and we say, oh, If you're not making 100K, if you don't have a Lamborghini at 18, 17, you're not doing it. Bro, if being consistent, whatever you want to do, keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to the hate. Don't, compare yourself, because at the end of the day, all these material things, they're always going to be there. But, your time is not going to be there. You can't go back to tomorrow. I mean, not back to tomorrow. You can't go back to yesterday. So it's like, live it up now, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do right now, regardless of what people say, regardless of what people think. You doing this for you. So be confident in whatever you want to do. That's how I mainly deal with it. I just know that everything I'm doing is going to work out. Another thing I say is let the results show. You know what I mean? I'm going to ignore all the hate, and I'm just going to let the results show. I had people hating on me literally a month ago telling me that, oh, what are you doing? You only got 1K followers. And the same people that was hating on me now, they asking like, oh, bro, how did you gain followers so quickly? You know what I mean? How did you, just gain all this attraction so fast? And I'm like, bro, I was consistent. You know what I mean? I was confident in my work. I knew it was all going to work out. Regardless of what y'all was saying, look at me now. So it's really, you just got to ignore the hate and be confident in your work. Be confident in what you do.
100%, bro. Have you ever gotten hate from someone that you look up to, bro?
Yeah, most definitely. I ain't gonna lie. I got hate from family. You know what I mean? I got judged by a lot of family members. I can't lie. Like, a lot of family members be like, oh, don't do this, or why you putting this out online? I put out a lot of experienced things. So when I speak on getting kicked out, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say it straight up. My dad had told me, you putting this out online, he was low-key hating on it. But I told him, look, I do this because I'm trying to show it's other people out there that need help. It's other people that go through the same thing I'm going through, and they need like kind of this motivation, this words of encouragement that they can make it regardless of what they go through. So, when my dad was hating on me saying like, oh, what you doing is, stupid. You putting this out online, you telling people your business. I'm like, no, I'm speaking light into people, telling them that they can do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? Regardless of whatever situation they go through. So it's like I said, you're going to get hate from your family members. You're going to get hate from your friends. And the best way you can deal with that is distance yourself from them. Separate yourself from them. If it's people hating your life, man, that tells you a lot about them people. They don't want to see you in a winning position. And you know what I mean? People support you until you, how do I say this? Until you reach a higher position than them. Once they see that you're starting to grow higher than them, they're going to start hating. They're going to start being jealous, or, you know what I mean? They're going to start saying like negative things about you. So the best thing you can do is just separate yourself from them type of people. For real, for real.
100%, bro. But how does that feel, bro? Like you said, separating yourself is like what you should do.
Yeah.
To help that, but like, does that really help the problem, bro? Like, I feel like to me that really hurts when I see someone like, these barbers, bro. It was one time this my man posted this video about like the best barbers in the DMV, bro. And he put me and like my other friend, bro, and we like the young barbers. You know what I'm saying? Now we good, but we also young, bro. And you compare us to like these grown men. You know what I'm saying? It's not really fair at the end of the day, but. It's whatever, bro. But you got them people in the comments hating, bro. And it's like, damn, like I look up to y'all, bro. I mess with y'all cuts. Like I used to want my cuts to be like y'all, and y'all hating on me now, bro. Yeah. It sucks, bro.
Yeah. See, honestly, and what I mean by separate, it's like, regardless if it hurts. Like I said, it hurt that my dad said that to me. You know what I mean? So I had to look at it like this. Look, I'm gonna separate myself, and this is what I say: separate yourself and elevate yourself. So it's kind of like this. When you separate yourself from all them things, all the hate, all the people, you got to tell yourself like, okay, how can I become better as a person? How can I do this alone? Because clearly these people don't want to see me win. And as much as it's going to hurt, you know what I mean? This is why I say it's no handouts in life. You're going to be shocked how much people hate on you, even if you look up to them. I was the type of person, I looked up to my dad, but then I realized it's not what it seems, So once I started separating myself and just taking time to myself, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother thing too. When you separate yourself, take time to yourself. Take time to self-reflect. Take time to value your emotions. Like you said, when you separate yourself and you say, damn, these people that I look up to, they hating that. You know what I mean? You realize that, and it's like, that's why you strive to, do better. That's why you strive to go out there and grind 10 times harder, because you realize it's a lot of people that don't want to see you win. And it's a lot of people that see greatness in you. So that's why they going to hate on your grind. That's why they going to hate on your journey. A lot of people see something in you that you don't even see in yourself. So they going to hate on you. They're going to speak down on you. And that's what I say, you got to be confident in what you do. You got to be confident in your work.
Yeah, bro. Do you have a lot of friends?
Honestly, I'm going to keep it real. Nah, I don't got a lot of friends. I was always the type of school, and people know this, I would, just be alone. Only because it's like, you are who you surround yourself with. So it's a lot of people right now, they worry about trapping. They worry about, fighting. And it's like, I couldn't surround myself with people like that, I'm worried about getting out of a position and me surrounding myself with people like that. You know, I'm not gonna be in a winning position. I'm gonna end up in jail or something. So I was always the type of person to stay to myself, or, you know, if I surrounded myself with people, it was people that wanted to be in a winning position. It was people that actually wanted to do good in life. There's a whole nother thing too. It's cool to trap. It's cool to, you know, be hood, but no, it's not. You know what I mean? We strive to get out the hood. We strive to reach financial freedom, but now it's normalized to trap and all that thing. So it's like, I don't surround myself with people like that. You know, I don't want to seem high up or, you know, anything, but it's like, I'm not trying to end up in a position where I'm harming myself or harming, you know, my family, my loved ones. So I try to stay to myself as much and just work on what I got to work on type. But if people was to come to me and ask me for help, I don't mind, you know, helping them out, you know. I don't ever look down on nobody. You know, I have respect for everyone. But yeah, I definitely separate myself from a lot of people.
Yeah, bro, trapping's become a real trend nowadays, bro. It's really just terrible. You got the youngins, bro, just thinking they tough, bro.
Yeah.
It's really just, it's sad, bro.
It is sad. Honestly, like, it's kids out there thinking that the hood is real. Bro, the hood is not cool. Like, people lose, I'm gonna keep this real, people lose their lives every single day. You know what I mean? And it's like, a lot of kids that want to trap, y'all gotta realize, when you go into the hood and when you trap, you're putting your life on the line every single day. So you got to be ready for something like that. And it's like, that's not cool. You know what I mean? People strive to get out the hood. People was trying to make it out the hood, and y'all trying to normalize it like it's cool. It's not. You know what I mean? Go out there and reach financial freedom. If it's a lot of people trapping right now, if y'all put the same time that y'all putting trapping into other things, I promise you'll be making so much more money. It's so much ways to make money online. Like I said, I'm about to get monetized on YouTube and TikTok, and I'm about to be making bank. And there's so many other things I'm doing. But if you learn how to invest your time, bro, instead of investing your time and trapping into things that's gonna get you hurt out in these streets, bro, you make so much more money, and you don't even have to look over your shoulder all the time.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think motivation without action is useless, bro?
Yeah, most definitely. That's why I say motivation can only get you so far. You have to have discipline. You know what I mean? People who hear words of encouragement, they like, yeah, I'm about to get it too. You know what I mean? It's about to hit New Year, so a lot of people saying, oh yeah, I'm about to start up this. They hear a little bit of motivation, and they get started for like 2 weeks, and then they stop because they ain't have that discipline. So it's like, if you say you're gonna do something, really set that routine, set that habit that you really gonna get it done. Be consistent, whatever you want to do, because like I said, you can have all the motivation in the world, but if you're not disciplined, you're not hungry enough to get what you want to get done, you're not gonna achieve, you know, success. You're not gonna achieve whatever you want to achieve, because like I said, you relied on that little motivation. You didn't really go out there and get it. You know what I mean?
Right. I think sometimes, like, bro, I have the discipline, bro, but I just needed some, you know, this past like month, I've been working hella hard, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, not even like, no, 2026 is going to be different or nothing, bro. But I just had something that motivated me this past, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it just really motivated me to work so much harder, bro. I started, you know, getting more active, you know, like, lifting weights wise and stuff, which I never really cared about, bro. But why would I not, like, max out all my attributes, bro? Make sure everything in my life, you can never tell me I have an inability to do something, bro. I always wanted to be able, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I really strive to do, bro. I never want to not to be able to do something, you know. That's why I got all these businesses, bro. You tell me, like, I gotta do a birthday photo shoot, bro. I got the cut, I got the camera, and I got the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally got the whole business, the whole everything underneath. You feel me?
Yeah, nah, most definitely. So, you know, one thing I want to ask you, like I say, you own multiple businesses. So, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you disciplined to get all these things done every single day?
I love creating them, bro. You know, that's really all it is. You know, I mean, seeing the success is great too. The money is really just the money I don't even care about, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, money is the start of financial freedom, bro.
Yeah.
Which gets you to that first step. But bro, I love creating things, bro. So even if I have no money and I could just create things all day, that's all I want to do, bro.
Yeah.
So I just love doing that. Just creating, bro. You'll see in all my businesses, I'm creating something, bro. You know?
Nah, most definitely. And I feel like that's what I say. You have to fall in love with what you do. At the end of the day, money is just the tool. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't chase money. You gotta fall in love with whatever you're doing. Like I said, I love making content. I love posting videos. I love, you know, making motivational videos. And that's why it's so easy for me. That's why I could put out like 10 videos a day. You know what I mean? And I'm not even worried about the money. I'm not worried about the views, but it goes up naturally, because once you stop chasing money and you start doing it for, you know, the love, you're gonna realize you're gonna elevate, and the money's always gonna be there.
For sure, bro. Is there anything you recommend people to start doing to become successful, bro?
Yeah, so honestly, I suggest learn financial literacy. You know what I mean? Learn how to invest your money. Learn how to save your money. You know what I mean? At this young age, we worry about buying designer. We worry about, looking cool for people. But at the end of the day, clothes, shoes, cars, they're always going to be there. You know what I mean? You can look fly, but make sure you got your money straight first. A lot of us, we got to learn how to prioritize our money. Stop buying clothes if you don't have the money for it. A lot of us, we like to look rich, but we're not really rich. So I tell everyone, if you're trying to be successful, if you're really trying to run it up and, get some money in your pockets, learn financial literacy, learn how to save your money, learn how to invest your money before you go out spending it on clothes and all that. That's one thing I would say.
Okay. I should have asked you before I asked that question, bro. How do you define success, bro?
Oh, so really how I define success, a lot of people see it as money only. You know what I mean? They see success, they see rich lifestyle, nice cars, nice crib. Man, how I see success, if you want me to be honest, I see it with happiness, you know what I mean? I see it with a nice loving family, and it doesn't even have to be kids, but, it could be see my brothers win, see my sisters win, you know what I mean? Just happy to see everyone around me win. I see success as me finding true happiness, me healing from all my past trauma, while also having the lifestyle that I want. That's how I see success. Me having everything I want, plus happiness, plus I heal from everything, I went through. So that's how I see happiness, because a lot of us, we can have all the money in the world, but you still be unhappy with yourself if you never took time to self-reflect. You know what I mean? It's millionaires out there with all the money in the world, and they don't know how to cope with their past trauma, so they go out and, do drugs and all that, and that's why they lose all that money. They have bad spending habits because, like I say, they didn't know how to cope with their pain, so they blow all that money. That's why I say success to me is finding true happiness, for real, for real.
For real, bro. And I really do think like a lot of these things are perspective based,
Yeah.
Like you can, that's why I really tried to emphasize like how do you define success?
Yeah.
And you showed me how you defined it, because you can't, you cannot be vague on what success is. You cannot tell someone else how to value their success.
Yeah, most definitely.
Perspective, someone who's just sitting around and do nothing all day, bro. If they're happy, they're succeeding in my opinion.
They're succeeding in my
opinion. Because that's exactly why I value success. I value it on how happy you are and how much you're smiling, bro. Because the man who's not smiling is losing, bro.
Yeah, fact. Like I said, if you happy with whatever you're doing, bro, that's success, what he said. Because like I said, it's a lot of people, and this goes back to what I was saying, we in a generation where they judge a lot of people. Oh, bro, you're not doing this, you're not making 100K a month, bro. You're not like that, you know what I mean? You're not succeeding in life, bro. If you fall in love with whatever you're doing and you feel like you're succeeding in life, keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to what others got to say. Like I said, they always going to have something to say. They always going to hate. So the best you can do is just do you and be confident in whatever you're doing.
For sure, bro. One thing I do like to do is though, is when some people, I do try to motivate some people when they tell me their dreams, bro. They want to make a lot of money, but then you sit there and you tell me like, yo, like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not successful, bro. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? You want to make money, then you need to go get money, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what just makes me mad. It's like people get it kind of confused, bro, because I love to say like, I'm not going to judge you if you're being happy, bro.
Yeah.
But if you value being happy off getting money and you're not getting money, then I'm going to judge you off not getting money, bro.
Nah, fact.
I will, bro. Like, especially if you like my friend, bro, and you want to have, like, you want to be rich, you want to be famous, you want to do all these types of things, bro. You want to have your brand to be successful, bro. But if you're not doing that, bro, I'm gonna judge you, bro. I want you to. I'm gonna try to motivate you. I want to try to work harder, bro.
Yeah, to see you win. See, a lot of people, and this is what I'm saying now. It's okay to work a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? It's known now to not work a 9 to 5. You're a bum if you're working a 9 to 5. Most entrepreneurs or most people that started off their business, they had to learn the game. So you have to learn how business works. So go work a 9 to 5. Go get some money. Go get some, paper in your account. It's nothing wrong with getting money. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like you say they want to get money or they say they want to do these things, but they not putting in the work. They not putting in the action. So whatever you want to do, make sure that you're putting in the work so you could achieve it. Like I said, you say you want to go get money, go get a job, go work. And from there, learn how to invest your money. Learn how to, learn what to put your money into, what not to put your money into. So like I said, everything is about, speaking into existence, but also putting in the work. Like I said, the tongue is real powerful. If you say you're going to do something or you say you're going to become successful, it's bound to happen. But like I said, you got to make sure that you're putting in the work. You got to make sure that you're putting all the efforts in.
So with all of your success on TikTok, bro, you see it kind of growing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can see like who you want to be able to motivate in the next few years, bro.
Yeah. So, who I want to motivate, it don't matter the age. It don't matter, how old you are, how big you are. If you feel like, you need motivation or you feel like you down in life, that's who I want to motivate. The people that feel like they can't get out of a certain situation, the people that feel like they down at rock bottom, I'm gonna show them that it's always something, it's always more to life. It's always light to life. You know what I mean? I want to motivate people who feel like they can't get out of the, you know, the place they're in right now, or just the situation you're in. Like I said, me getting kicked out, it showed me that how I look at it, how I change my perspective on things, I could get out of any situation I'm put in. So if you're going through a rough time, if you know, just going through hardships right now, that's who I'm motivating. I'm telling you that there's more to life. Regardless of what you go through, or, you know, what happened to you, you can, you know, become successful. You can chase your dreams, achieve anything you want to achieve. That's why I feel like I mainly motivate people that feel like they stuck and they can't elevate their life.
100%, bro. I really think that I want to answer this question too, bro. The people that I want to motivate, bro, are the people that want to work, bro. People that want to be great. You know, I don't like, people always ask like, yo, can you teach me how to cut, bro? Can you teach me how to take photos, bro? And it's at the end of the day, bro, no, I don't want to teach you how to, I don't want to teach you how to cut hair, bro. Because these people don't want to do it, you know? Like if you really showed me that you wanted to be successful, you wanted to run a business, I will put everything in to teaching you and helping you, bro. And you could come up with me, bro, but people just don't want it. I just really want to motivate them people that want to do something.
Nah, most definitely. And there's a lot of people that come in my, you know, comments and all that, and they text me too. They like, bro, you know, I want to learn, I want to elevate my life. And honestly, I'm gonna give you guys an example. If you really want it, you have to go out there and do it then. When I had first started content creation, bro, I had people text me, oh yeah, I see you gonna be big. We both gonna get it started. And see, now that I'm going up, they asking me, bro, how did you do it? Like I said, I was supposed to, you know, bang, get started. Bro, all I was consistent. I was putting in the work, and that's why I've grown. So whatever you want to do, you got to really put in the work. You really got to strive to be great. You know what I mean? I want to see people change for their life. I want to see people do better. So like you said, you know, I motivate the people that really want to change their life.
All right, my boy, cut finished, bro. How we looking, bro?
Man, y'all see the cut. It's looking spiffy, y'all. Y'all better go tap in with Chase,
sir,
man.
bro.
He
Come
get
by
me right
Chase,
every
y'all
time.
know. Yes, sir.
Come on, yeah, it looks good, bro. I appreciate you, bro, for real.
Bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on, bro. So one question I'm gonna ask all my guests, bro, is the biggest question I believe, bro, is what's your purpose, bro?
So my purpose, I ain't gonna lie, that's a good question. It's to motivate. It's to speak light into people, like I say, show people that there's more to life. You know what I mean? If you want to elevate your life, I'm here to show you that you can do it. You know, I'm a living testimony. I gone through rough times, and I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna elevate, and you can do the same. So yeah, that's my purpose, just to motivate, just to speak light into people.
Yes, sir, bro. Yeah. So we're in that podcast out here, bro. It's What's Your Purpose Podcast, episode 1 with my boy Nate, bro. Nate Yaps on all platforms, bro. Y'all gonna see a lot of this in the future, bro. It's the first podcast, bro. The What's Your Purpose Podcast, bro. Don't forget about it, bro.
Facts.
But yeah, bro, appreciate you coming on, bro.
Of course, bro. Thank you.
You the first guest, bro.
Hey, I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
So my boy Nate, bro. Everybody tap the like button, bro. Subscribe,
bro. Share, all that.
Put his information in the description, bro. So y'all gonna see that, bro. Appreciate y'all watching, bro. If you watched, bro, say
deuces. I'm gonna
what they gonna say if they watch the video? You got something. Say something.
Oh, if y'all watch the video, put motivate in the comments, man. Put motivate in the comments. Y'all already know.
If y'all watch, bro, say motivate in the comments.
Put motivate in the comments.